Welcome back, my friends. This is the 5-part self-love series. I'm Shayna, the host, your coach for all the videos on this channel. If you are here, it is because you are seeking a more loving, healthy relationship with yourself. Last week in part 1, I talked about unconditional self-acceptance, embracing and accepting all of you, positive and negative. Too often we place conditions or exceptions on our state of worthiness and enoughness, but that is not self-acceptance. By simply being a human being on this earth, you are at your core already and will always be 100% unconditionally worthy of love. This spiritual affirmation of self is so incredibly important. So if you missed part 1, I highly suggest you go back and watch that video first before watching this one. Today, I want to talk about relaxed awareness. If you've been a viewer of my channel for a while now or a past client of mine, you know that practicing awareness of our thoughts and feelings is probably 80% of all personal development work. But today, I want to talk about it in a way that pertains to the topic of self-love. Our reptilian brains are the most judgmental and critical roommates on the planet, aren't they? Like, I wake up in the morning and my brain is like, okay, how can I beat up Shayna today? What words will I use? What mistakes has she made recently that I'll throw at her today? What flaws do I know get under her skin? You know what I'm talking about. This is what our brains do. So in coaching, this is why practicing awareness is so important. Because if we can identify the negative thinking, we can then shift that thinking to more positive, more productive thoughts that create more positive, more productive feelings. Now, there are 2 ways to go about this awareness. There's aggressive awareness, and then there's relaxed awareness. Aggressive awareness looks like this. I can't stop thinking the thought, I'm not smart enough to achieve this. It's so frustrating. Can you get off my case for a second? You know what? I'm just ignoring you. I hate thinking this way. You're not worth my time. I'm not even listening anymore. So in this example, yes, we are using our prefrontal cortex to be aware of the thought, I'm not smart enough, and going that step further in initiating self-talk back to our reptilian brain, which is good. But did you notice how aggressive the approach was? How I was kind of resisting and pushing the thought away? That type of awareness has the potential to create a pretty hostile environment with our inner critic. Imagine getting into a heated argument with your significant other. You exchange nasty words with one another and then you storm out of the house. You're like, I'm not dealing with you right now. I don't have time for this. I'm going to the grocery store, okay? Well, how are you gonna feel when you're at the grocery store? Frustrated, pissed off, throwing cans of corn in your cart, replaying the argument in your head over and over again. That's exactly the kind of relationship a lot of us have with our inner critic if we're practicing aggressive awareness. Our egos say something that we don't want to hear and we don't want to accept, so we shut the door on it. But it eats at us anyway, because the more we try to run from our negative thoughts, the more pain we create in our bodies. It just sits there and festers. Establishing an unconditionally loving relationship with your inner critic means inviting it in for some tea and cookies. For example, relaxed awareness looks like this. I'm having the thought again, I'm not smart enough. It's so interesting that it keeps popping up. I wonder why. Let's chat for a second. Where are you coming from? Why do you keep popping up? What's going on over there? How is this thought not true at all? I wonder what I can think instead. What thought feels much better than this one? Right? It's just this soft consciousness of paying attention to our thoughts. I'm just having the thought that ... No judgment. No judgment at all. This thinking is just a part of me right now, and that's okay. It's just a thought. No attachment, no resistance. When I work with a client for the first time and they start to become aware of the negative thoughts in their head, they immediately want to get rid of them. And I get it. Like, these thoughts feel bad and they're creating undesirable results. So my clients are like, I don't want to think this anymore. And they try to delete it with that aggressive awareness. But I explained to them that in the beginning, it's so important that you just let the thoughts hang around for a second, because for a lot of them, this is the first time they're even noticing the thoughts. So we must keep them around, invite them in for tea and cookies, aka explore and question them on our coaching calls, so that then they can calmly show each one to the door. And that goes for our feelings too, you guys. Instead of trying to ignore or avoid any negative feeling, you want to learn to softly invite it in. I'm just having a feeling right now, and that's okay. Because the more we try to run from our bad feelings, the same way we do with our thoughts, the more pain we create in our bodies. Last week, we talked about unconditional self-acceptance, which means identifying and accepting even the negative parts of yourself. And by shining a light on those negative aspects, it's going to be uncomfortable, maybe even painful. But that's okay. That's how it's supposed to feel. I've really learned to just surrender and be like, I'm uncomfortable. I'm feeling really uncomfortable right now. One hand on your heart, one hand on your stomach. I'm uncomfortable right now. This is really painful. This feels really terrible. This is the human experience. The human experience is 50-50, and I'm willing to feel it all. Now remember, just because you might be having negative thoughts and experiencing negative feelings because of those thoughts does not mean you're any less worthy of love. Say it with me, people. Worthiness is my birthright. My worthiness is solid and steady. No matter how many names your brain calls you or how much physical pain manifests, it cannot take away from your core self. When your brain says you're not enough, that doesn't make it true. If it hurts, it is a lie. That's how you know. So yes, you want to clean up your thinking and recenter with your core self, 100% unconditionally worthy, but you can do that with relaxed awareness. That thought again, I'm not good enough. That's some hate you're throwing at me right there, brain. All right, that's okay, that's cool, that's what you do. But I am enough because I am a human being on this earth. Love is my birthright. Worthiness is my birthright. Joy is my birthright. Guys, your thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and results are going to be all over the place. Up and down, positive and negative, high and low. Welcome to the human experience. And you just gotta be aware of it all and neutralize it all by practicing soft consciousness. Yes, this thought again. Okay, this feeling of embarrassment. It's a tough one. I'm feeling it. But here we are. I'm feeling embarrassed right now. Feel through it. That thing I said on social media, not my best moment. I screwed up on that one. I'm here, I'm aware of it, and I'm feeling it all. You can itemize your weaknesses, disadvantages, and failures without judging or defining yourself. But the approach must be gentle and soft, not hard and aggressive. And we're going to talk so much more about all of this in the upcoming videos. All right, that is it for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you are watching this and you know deep down you're meant for something greater, and underneath all that BS that may be nagging you on the surface, you know you're worthy. You know you have so much potential. You're just having a hard time connecting to that and in turn creating the results you want. I invite you to apply for my private coaching program. The application is under this video. This program is for people who are ready and committed. I hold each and every one of my clients close to my heart. I guide you from where you are to where you want to be. Application link is underneath. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye.